Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to go over an EDC pouch I recently put together. I've been carrying my backpack for a little bit. The star of the show today is going to be this DailyCarryCo EDC pouch. You can find this exact pouch on Amazon right now for $25, which in my opinion is a fantastic value for this thing. I've gone through countless other pouches from various makers with prices ranging from $50 all the way up to $100, and this one right here I can positively say is the best bang for your buck out there. Before we dive into the contents, let's briefly go over the pouch itself. Like I said previously, this is the DailyCarryCo EDC pouch. I'm not really well versed with this brand, yet looking at their Amazon storefront, it appears they have several EDC type of items for sale, such as a titanium toothpick holder, small pry bars, etc. I can't attest to their other gear, but they sure can make an affordable and quality pouch. This is coming in at 6.5 inches long and 4.5 inches tall. And though it doesn't mention anywhere in the listing, this material feels to be of like a durable nylon, which I would guess to be a little bit lighter than like a 500D Cordura. We have a small loop panel on the front, accompanied by a small zipper compartment. It is worth noting that all exterior zippers on here are AquaGuard zippers, so they should be a bit more water resistant than your standard zippers. Though, speaking of zippers, these are unfortunately not YKK zippers, which are the gold standard. Yet these zippers function and glide really well, and the zipper pulls even come with paracord heat shrink tubing, which is really nice since I personally strongly dislike the jangle of metal zipper tabs. On the back side, we have another loop panel, and this one takes up the full exterior of the back, which is perfect for your patches or like Ranger eyes, for an example. I'm not a really big Ranger eye guy, so this panel typically goes unused by me most of the time. Now that we've gone over the exterior, let's finally check out the inside of this thing. Starting with this small zipper pocket on the front, I typically just keep a couple things in here. For one, I keep a small pad of paper, and I always try to keep some paper on hand if I ever need to quickly jot something down or leave a note for someone. And then I also keep a small old hotel card. And I actually use this quite often. You'd actually be really surprised. But I'll often stay in a hotel room where you need to activate the overhead lights. You need to have this room key in a slot on the wall. In that case, I just pull this thing out and insert it in the slot, allowing me to keep the room key on my person, which lets me leave the room at any time without really worrying about the lights. I've also used this as a mini pry bar to do some light scraping, such as removing a broken glass screen protector on someone's phone. These cards are really great if you want to carry some tape, as you can simply wrap it around the card, allowing you to have some tape on hand. This weighs almost nothing and is so flat it disappears in any pocket. And I always typically try to keep one of these around or on me. So that's what I keep in that front zipper pocket. Now let's move on to the inside. Moving on to the main compartment, this pouch opens up like a book. And as you can see, we have these elastic loops and slots for your gear. Let's just work left to right and see what's in store. First off, we have these small titanium tweezers that I recently showcased in my latest video that I purchased off AliExpress. Being titanium, they're extremely lightweight and they're actually pretty decent quality. They come to a really nice sharp point, so they're perfect for like any fine tasks or removing splinters. I don't use them a ton, but when I do, I'm pretty glad I have them. Directly below the tweezers, we have a small set of nail clippers that were also part of my recent AliExpress haul. And the brand on these is Mr. Green, and I actually cannot recommend these enough. These are super small and slim, and are actually really strong and robust. I really cannot stand long fingernails, so I really love having this on here, and it's been a lifesaver. Next up, I have a small titanium pry bar from Flytanium. I carry a titanium pry bar from Arcform in my pocket every day, so this one actually doesn't see much use, but one is none and two is one, so I always try to keep another one on me. Moving down to these two pockets down here, I just have a small tube of chapstick, which Burt's Bees is a favorite. And then I also have a small multi-tool. This is from Wenger, which is bought out by Victorinox. I don't believe they exist anymore. I could be wrong about that. This is basically a Victorinox tinkerer. I actually have a tinkerer right here that we can compare. As you can see, this model is just a bit smaller, just a little bit shorter, about the same thickness, but just a little bit smaller. And this one, I really just like this model because a couple blades and all, a can opener, flathead screwdriver, and a Phillips head screwdriver. I just really like this tool due to how slim it is, yet still containing a very capable tool set. It just fits perfectly next to that chapstick. In the other pocket here, I just carry a small container of hand sanitizer, pretty self-explanatory. Now we can move to the right side. And up top, I just have a few of these Night Eyes gear ties. These are just little plastic wires that are great for attaching things or just use a small like phone stand. These are such an excellent and underrated thing to carry, and I really just can't recommend them enough. They're really, really cheap to pick up too. I guess keeping with a theme of actually attaching things, below those I just keep couple of small zip ties. These are really small and pretty delicate, so these I'm not really gonna do any major work with them, but it's just nice to have to tie up some small cords or cables. Rounding down to the last few items here, I carry a small pair of pliers from Knipex. I wrap the handles in goon tape just so it's a bit more comfortable in hand. I carried these over a Leatherman for a little bit, and I found these actually pretty useful in most situations. I apologize if there's a little bit of an oily sheen on these, as I did notice a small rust spot in the channel, so I did just use some knife oil just to kind of clean them up and have them a little bit nicer. I actually really recommend this knife oil. I use it on my knives, and it actually has a really nice sweet smell to it as an added bonus, and that's just a KPL original knife oil, but just use those on here. Really nice, really small set of pliers, really nice to have, really, really tiny, so it fits perfectly in here. Next to the pliers, I just keep a small whistle, as I think everybody should carry one due to how small they are, actually weigh nothing. And yet these could actually save your life. I mean, if you're lost or stranded somewhere, these whistles put out really a lot of sound, really great to have. I always carry a couple whistles on me or in my kit. And then after that, I just keep a small lighter, a Bic lighter, of course, and that's just wrapped in some duct tape. Like I said, I like keeping some tape on hand, kind of like how I mentioned with that hotel card. This is just a way to keep some duct tape on you and just rip it off when you need it. And we're actually not done, as this pouch actually features a small pocket underneath, a zipper pocket right here. And in here, I just carry a couple Band-Aids. I actually use these a ton. As you can see, I cut up my hands all the time. And then I have a small lens wipe, and then just few extra spare dollars as emergency money. I really do like this pouch, as I can carry a decent amount of stuff, and it still kind of keeps me organized. And I really like it because all this stuff typically would just be floating around my bag. Now it's all in one spot, so I really do like that. I love carrying a small toolkit. I don't know what I'd do without it. I actually use these items more than you know, and I'm really interested to hear what you guys all carry, or if you have any suggestions for what I can maybe change or add to this. Thanks for watching, everyone, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.